Mark, of course, is very well known for turning up at the very last minute for most of his games. In fact,
he's gone for his coat. I repeat, he needs his coat. It's cold in here.
He's not the fastest player when it comes to playing either. He goes over more times perhaps than he stays under. But so we're going to see a long game. Oh yeah, he makes Pagon Nyman Suk look fast.
Does he add like an extra? Is he the reason that I'm delayed a half hour?
No, I think that was a late start. The English people were eating cake or something for a considerable period before the tournament started. They had some meals, and so here we are. We look like we're getting the feed now, and we're going to be watching David Webb play the first move against Mark Nyman, former world champion Mark Nyman, and David Webb, two of the top grandmasters of Scrabble here at the 2017 National Scrabble Championships, live from Blackburn in England.
Looks like Dave picking up a very, very clunky rack. Wouldn't be surprised to see an exchange here, or maybe just something like Mig.
Yeah, Mig with a double G.
Yes.
Mig with a double G starts sort of, it's not too bad. At least it doesn't really give much away.
No, it's definitely better than exchanging. HLK isn't that bad.
And predictably, on the other side, we've got not too bad. We've got some nice words potentially to go down if he does decide to change, and he's about to put one or two of those words together.
I forget, is HODJA a word?
Yes. Yeah, Hodger's going to be fine, but whether he's going to actually play it, we'll see. David has gone for
Mig, as we expected.
As we expected. Of course, we might see something simple, just like Jag, and be done with it.
Yeah, I can see Jag coming down.
But Mark's going to take quite a bit of time, I believe, on this move, because that's what he does. I could be proved wrong, but I would not.
Yeah, this is one of those moves where there are just so many very similar options.
Yeah,
like
he might play Gadjo is a possibility there.
Yeah, I was going to say that was the other play I was looking at.
Yeah, Gadjo is a little bit more balancy, and
it does give back a little bit more.
It gives back more. Jag could give virtually nothing away, especially if no A or O is drawn to play against next to the J. I never know what to do here, Ben.
I don't either. I would probably play Jag.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're not going to be making. The thing is, you're not going to be making a huge mistake here, no matter what you do. All the plays are pretty close in value. Gadjo or Jag might be 1% better than the other. I think Jag is.
My feeling is that Gadjo is slightly better. Plays an extra tile, scores an extra point. Okay, it gives away a little bit more, but I don't know. It looks like it's more open to me if he plays Gadjo. So I like Gadjo, but Mark's going to sit on. Is he going to sit on this? No, he's going to play straight away. Okay, so he's only taking a minute. And
I don't know exactly how Mark plays. This also gives back a lot more in the way of overlaps. He's going to kind of get punished for this. Yeah,
he's going to get punished for that with HAY or YAH,
or even
something worse.
SHAY.
Yeah,
you could also play SHAY if you.
Yeah, you're going to see almost 50-point small play here, or we could do, unless we've overlooked something. It's Hanky plus
I was
LS.
Looking,
Hanky would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Down next to Gadjo, to lead LS. I like Hanky. Hanky Panky.
Hanky is a good play.
Yeah. He seems to like it too.
Yeah, I think Hanky is going to come down.
So Ben, is Hanky Panky a word or is it hyphenated?
That's a good question. I wouldn't know the answer to that. It's not going to go down. It is. Doing tent is one of my favorite post-tournament nonsense hobbies. I enjoy just trying to anagram those. It's fun.
So we have a situation where a tile's been turned around here on the rack of Mark Nyman. Does that mean it's a blank?
I think Mark is just. I think Mark might be playing if only.
So he's got that classic BRR, which is cold, but I don't think that's going to be any use to him.
So the chat is saying that Gadjo is worse than Jag or Jaga. Chris Leib in particular doesn't like giving away all those points for
mile.
Better
it makes
rack.
sense. We didn't actually consider Jagger. Jagger's probably the best of all, isn't it?
Jagger looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyways, it looks like Mark has got a pretty unbalanced rack here. He might just play something like Drab.
Yeah. Yeah.
He really wants to deduplicate these R's here.
Oh yeah, he's got to do that. Drab seems to make sense, leaving RTH. They play Drab next to AH and JA. It scores 20 and a bit or something, so it means that he'd sort of may keep in touch, but we shall see.
It's not an exciting play.
It's not an exciting play, but he hasn't really got anything exciting. It's pretty drab. Oh man, we've had a few puns coming in here earlier on. Ben, are you someone who likes a good pun?
Am I someone who likes a good pun? Have you ever watched me do anything? Like anything at all?
What is that answer? Does that mean to say you do like a good pun or you don't?
I do like a good pun.
That's excellent. So I'm sure we're going to get on like an apartment on fire.
Sounds about right. So I'm just getting word that our next round is going to be Harshan versus Ed. I'm not sure which Ed that they're talking about.
That'll be Ed Rossiter at the top of the leaderboard at the moment. So
yeah, I see it now.
That's going to be another exciting matchup. But we're currently with David Webb and Mark Nyman here at the National Scrabble Championships in England. If you've just joined us, and Drab has indeed gone down, and that puts Mark Nyman 15 points behind. David is in a kind of trouble here. He's only got one vowel to play through, and he hasn't got any. So we're probably going to see something like Will. What do you think? Twill or Will or what?
I think Twill or Twills. There's not really much of a reason to keep a second S on this board.
Not really. It always seems. Seems
that makes sense too.
A waste. Wins. Yeah. Okay. Wins scores a lot in comparison. And STLL might not be the end of the world.
It's a pretty risky leave.
Yeah.
Oh, we see throughway for Mark here. And sure he's going to play that quite quickly.
Yeah.
Actually, considering in what you said, he might play quite slowly. But I can't imagine there being anything better.
Yeah.
Unless there's an open F or L.
So the word is the THRUWAY?
Yeah.
Yeah, and hooking onto M, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, right, excellent. There's not so many words in Scrabble where you have a W and a U together, is there? They're usually awful, isn't it?
Yes, W and Mark must be breathing a sigh of relief here. W and U can be one of the worst pickups. There just aren't very many words that you can play with them.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were saying earlier, LLST is a very risky leave.
Yeah.
It can be great if you draw well, but if you draw some more consonants or just some clunky vowels, you're just not going to be scoring anything next turn. So it's a good play if you want to take a little bit of a risk.
Yeah.
And the extra 12 points for wins over something like Twill or Twills, it might be worth it.
Right. So, yeah, of course, he would still have had the bingo with the Y if he'd played Twills. What are we going to see here?
Wow.
Okay. Oh.
Warmouth?
Warmouths. Warmouths. Okay, right. Excellent.
So we are getting to see some of that brilliance. I would have never known that word. It is better defensive than throughway.
I didn't know that word. He scores less, but
no, it scores the same.
Oh, it scores the same. Okay. Well, in that case, it looks like a better play. Lovely spots there for the X, the Z. And Mark will be thinking that after wins, anyway, you know, we're not necessarily gonna see the Z or the X coming down. You know, he hasn't just played a bingo and changed loads of tiles, so this is great.
So Dweeb, his gamble looks like it might have paid off if he knows lint holes.
What's the word again?
Lint holes.
Lint holes, right? Okay, and then
looks like he's lining it up, so he does.
Oh no danger there. Lovely. Yeah, that's excellent. So game on.
Great play by Dave. And Warmouth ended up being less defensive after all.
Yeah, it did.
I don't think that comes down after Warmth.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry.
Plenty of Scrabble to be played here because now we have a very open. We have an open board in many ways and some lovely scoring spots. So it's going to be very interesting.
Trying to get to see what their racks are. Oh, it looks like Lintals was challenged.
Okay, fair enough. There's gonna.
Or maybe it was Ormoth's. Either way, it's gonna be an extra nickel for. Okay, I didn't know what hold meant. I'm sorry.
Okay. So we have a situation here with a 57-point lead for David, and here we have Mark's rack, which is OOF FEIA. Oof will go down scoring very nicely and leave him not too far behind.
Oh yeah. If he wants to score, I think that actually scores about the same as Flo.
Yeah. Might leave that open.
He might be just looking for some other alternatives here. This is a good play to spend some time on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Although he's going to be familiar with all the words that he can make actually on his rack, but it's just a question of how he feels. It looks like David has picked very nicely. Well, vowel heavy, but he's got the Z to score with. So if he doesn't play oof, ZO is going to come down in a heartbeat. And
so in the chat we're seeing some suggestion of folio as well. I feel like folio just scores a little bit, not quite enough. Ooh, offie, wow.
Okay.
That's a word I did not know. And looks like
offie Offie is a word that means off license, where British people, I think they still get their alcohol from after hours and things like that. So it means off license, Ben.
Oh, that makes sense. That's a cool word.
Yeah, and offie. Yeah, we used to use it long before it came in Scrabble. So it was a word in common parlance for us as kids. However, whether he saw it or whether he didn't, Mark's playing with us again by turning one of the tiles over, and we're going to see.
I'm really enjoying that, Mark.
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's a fairly good strategy for the viewing public.
Yeah, he's just slow rolling everyone, himself included.
Yeah, and being one of the people that has made Scrabble what it is today, it's nice to see a little bit of fun there. Even though he's annoying the hell out of me because I can't make up my mind what to play, but that's irrelevant. So, what do you think? What do you think we're going to see here on this vowel heavy but Z present rack there, Ben?
Well, I think the Z really helps out that vowel heavy rack quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think where you might see something like Luz. I'm looking for good plays. Hitting. What I would really want to do here is try and hit that H1, H4, Z.
Yeah.
Z bomb, but it doesn't look like he quite can.
No, nothing seems to be sort of really brilliant here. He's obviously got nice word like ouzo, to balance his rack, played perhaps by the D. I don't know. Can't really.
Oh yeah, ouzo is better than everything that I've seen. He could play that at. He could play that E2. I think that's probably what's going to be coming down. And on Mark's end, it looks like he finally stopped slow rolling us and has drawn into Federy.
Yeah, nice.
And Arified if that comes down later.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be a huge. Oh.
Ouzo. So he's going to put the S on it and be done with it.
For some reason, I thought OOW was a word for a few seconds.
So Ben, we're seeing here two grandmasters opening the game up and not being shy to open triples and everything like that. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's still going to play these tiles in the same order, but he's going to play them in a slightly different spot now.
Yeah.
He's going to play through that O.
Yeah, Fiodori. So it's again we've seen 5-voweled 8s come up many times. So 1 or 2 have been missed already. 2 I think, but in all the games so far we've seen 4 or 5 or 6 of them. So it shows the importance of the 5-voweled 8s.
Yep, and that'll put Mark Nyman in the lead. Absolutely,
and he wasn't going to miss that. So excellent spot, of course. And now we're going to see what David has drawn to his IE, and of course he'll be hoping against hope that he might get a 9-timer here with the L, but we shall see what happens. I'm sure he'd be happy just with a bingo.
Come on, tile gods! There is still a blank out.
Come on, yeah, absolutely.
I think he'd be happy to score about 40 here.
Yeah, just to keep in touch, and he probably will. But we'll see.
Oh, maybe not.
Ouch!
That is not a good pickup for Dave.
That was a terrible pickup, and he's not going to be able to score much. He's going to have to just dump. It looks like, and that is not wonderful.
No, this is kind of a turning point here. I don't see any great ways to dump either.
No. Let's see.
Can like KUE?
He can play KAIE to score.
That works too.
Yeah. At least it scores, keeps it open.
I was looking at KUE, which is pretty similar. Just you might not like that since it plays off one fewer vowel. Maybe.
Yeah. Mark, of course, has just played 7 letters, so he's not sort of keeping an S back or anything. So
and Mark is lining up. Looks like he's lining up another bingo. Apiology. Apiology, rather.
Apiology. Is that the study of bees, Ben?
I actually think it might be. I thought. Let's look it up. Yes, it is.
Yeah, nice. My sister is extremely interested in bees. In fact, she's one of the people who is into apimania, and which is an excessive interest in bees. Of course, words that start api are connected to bees, and
bees.
No, mind you, I prefer them over wasps.
Yes. So
given the choice,
apiology is actually a pretty funny word in the sense that I think I actually saw it on a list of words that means something that you wouldn't think it means. Like you would think it would be the study of apes.
Isn't that simianology? I don't know. I'm just making up words here, but then that's part of the fun of Scrabble.
I don't even know if that's a word.
It's not. No. I'm just messing with you, my American friend. So we're looking here.
Quinn kind of likes KUE.
Yeah.
It's risky, but you just had a bad draw, and you kind of want to try and draw into a bingo here.
What about KUIA, leaving all those E's? Is that
I looked at that. I looked at that. I would be hesitant to do something like that, especially with a bunch of. Looks like
have you noticed that we're getting towards the middle of the game and there's only 2 E's on the board?
I just did. The only E's that have been played are both just played last turn.
Exactly.
There are already 2 bingos on the board. Incredible.
There could be a lot more E's to come. This could be very interesting. So we're going to see here a scoring play, AUNES. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. Yeah,
it's, I might have gone in a little bit different direction and tried to keep my one consonant.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks like Quackle actually does like KUIA, as you suggested.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mark is going to be taking too much time on this play.
No.
Great find by him.
He's going straight down, and that is a masterful play by the master from England, Mark Nyman, former World Championship and I believe 3-time finalist, was it? Mark Nyman showing his word brilliance there with apiology.
Yeah, Van Dave can't be happy about this.
He can't believe that Mark would essentially draw such rubbish. But then, turn it into a wonderful bingo, and he's going to get an extra 5. It looks so.
Yeah, guys, nickel back.
Fair enough. I'm not sure that the English people say they got their nickel back. They got their 5p back. I think they say in England.
Well, Nickelback is a very crummy band from the US.
Oh, is that right? Yes. I'm afraid I know less about music than I do about Scrabble.
I know a lot about bad music.
So we're going to see an extra 5 points there for Mark, which has gone up, and Mark has taken an almost 100-point lead. And we're shortly going to see.
He really needs a good draw here.
He's got to have a good draw here. If he finds himself 100 points behind going towards the end of the game, we're not going to see a comeback. But here come those E's.
Yep, as we thought.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, ouch! That useful thing.
Nope.
Oh dear. And now what?
Twitch chat says that you should count yourself blessed not to know about Nickelback.
I should what?
You should count yourself blessed to not know about Nickelback.
Oh, okay, good. I won't make any effort to Google and find out about it in the future. So we're also waiting on Mark's rack. He seems to have be messing with our minds again. So we're not going to be seeing a huge score from David. He's going to have to balance again. How's he going to do that, Ben?
Well, I see two ways of doing this. One scores slightly more than the other. He can just do what Twitch chat seemed to think he should have done last turn and play KUE. Or he could play slightly longer and play Irie through that Y. I think I prefer KUE. You're just blocking a little bit less.
I think seeing he's got an R and a T now rather than just an N, KUE makes more sense. So Mark's lined up Xeric, and Xeric, is he going to play Xeric through that I and take the points? I
think he's going to. Another alternative actually is he could play Axenic if he wants to get rid of one of his eyes.
Yeah.
He could play that at, looks like, F3. Sorry, I3 from that A. Well, not anymore.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm not sure
I
I
actually
agree
kind of
with
like this.
Why?
It opens up a lot more. He's going to need something big now. He's quite far behind. I think I still prefer KUE though.
Yeah, I think he scores a few more points. He could find himself too far behind, Ben.
I think you're right. I think I prefer KUE. It opens up a line that's very difficult to block.
There's still a lot more E's to come as well. Playing EER when there's so many E's is I don't know.
I think I know what he's lining up though. I think he's thinking about playing Exilic through that L.
Oh yes.
It kind of closes things down.
Yes.
All the bingo lines except for Itui.
Yeah. I think Exilic is better than is much better than Xeric.
I agree.
Xeric scores 30, but Exilic.
Well, Xeric scores about 60.
Yeah. Xeric for 60 or Exilic for 48. Yeah. Just going to go through his options here. He's feeling pretty good at this stage, Mark.
I'll be feeling pretty good.
Thinking, hang on. He's thinking, I'm in here, and I've, Mark only got into the championships by winning the last gasp qualifier. Not winning, getting his place in the last gasp qualifier last night, and he wasn't. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been playing. And now he's looking at going 4-0.
Yeah, I did hear about that, and I heard it came down to the wire for him. He had to win his last round.
He did, and he managed to do that. So he's going to be very, very excited inside, thinking this could be my year again. Mark Nyman, who's won the championship 4 times in the past, the only player, Ben, to retain the title.
I knew there was only one. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, Mark did it, and this tournament's been running for 46 years, and to have only one person retain is quite extraordinary, really. So you'll be thinking, can I make it win number 5 this year? Yeah, so he could make it win number 5 this year, and he's going to be feeling pretty good inside at the moment here because he's well ahead. He's going to score very heavily on the next turn, and
so he is going to go for Xeric.
He goes for the score, and well, there we go. 60.
Can't really blame him for taking all those points. It basically makes it impossible for David to win.
Exactly. Another strategy is to just outscore.
Yeah. At this point, if I'm Mark, I'm just playing for spread. Hearing from the chat that Mark is one of the few Nigel slayers. People who've consistently been able to beat on Nigel.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's not afraid of Nigel. Of course, he's not. I remember him saying, suggesting that Nigel was not the greatest player in the world, shall we say? When I spoke to him back in about 2000, I think he's had to eat those words a few times over the years.
Yeah, but, I've heard that he's said such things about Nigel as well. Maybe Mark's success
in the game means that he can pretty much say what he likes in some ways about Scrabble. He's got the credentials, and he's doing very well. He's doing very well here. So what did we see there? We saw David just play O and E and open up a line that he could put his R on, right, Ben?
That's right. Forgot that took an R.
Yeah, that's another very British word. I think it means to someone in the game of conkers to have a conker that's one game or one match, a oneer. I think that's what it is.
That didn't get a word of that.
Oh, you've never heard of conkers?
Probably heard of it. Probably have a different name for it back home.
Okay, it's not a crummy band. It's a game played where you put a string through a horse chestnut and put dangle it on a string and then try and smash your friend's conker into smithereens, and that's conkers.
Oh, okay. That actually sounds.
When your conqueror has won one game, you are a conqueror, so to speak.
Yes. And
there's a nice pun for you. And you become a oneer, and if it wins two, you become a twoer, and all that sort of stuff. So that's probably the source of those words. I would venture to suggest. So
I thought it meant a $1 bill, because that's what fiver I assume meant. I think you guys also have niner.
Yeah. I don't think a pound has ever been called a oneer. I think we always called a £5 a fiver, but
Jessica's saying that they don't have £1 notes anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. No, one of the terrible things that have changed in the UK now, you get a whole bunch of coins in your pocket. It gives you a hole in your pocket, Ben. It's terrible.
I believe it. That's what happens whenever I go to Canada. They just give me a bunch of toonies and loonies.
We got some lovely words from stateside, meaning the toonies. There was a nice one that Ben came up with. So we've seen Lyven go down from Mark, who has a huge lead here. He's not gonna lose this one, but.
And it looks like Dave has another frustrating rack here.
Yeah.
First thing I see is Trident, which does not play.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. Yeah.
Jessica asks if there are a bunch of loonies in Canada.
Loonies in Canada?
I think there are more loonies in America, but there are more loonies as in the.
I don't know.
LOONIEs.
Right, I'm not so sure I like where this is going, Ben. I think we maybe have to stick to Scrabble. We don't want to get we don't want to get hauled off the air. But what would you suggest here? It's not looking good, right?
I would probably just make a give up play here. I would probably play something like Trend. So, at this point, I'm just trying to cut my losses, I think. Maybe if you're Dave, you just want to keep fishing for something just to cut spread that way.
What about Tiz? Does that do anything? TIZ?
Let's score something. The problem with and there are still a lot of vowels out. The problem with that is that it doesn't really open anything, and you kind of need an S to bingo on this board. Yeah.
So Mark has got the S, and what's his other letter there that we can't see? AMBRIES. Wow. It looks like a word. What would you think you can make out of that? Is balmies a word?
I think Ambries is a word.
Ambries itself, okay.
Yep, I think he's got it lined up. He's pretty good about that, as from what I've seen. Also, Ombries, but that doesn't quite play. Okay, so I kind of like this. It plays off one more tile.
Yeah. Keeps the R, plays off one more tile. He's rent. It makes sense.
Unfortunately for him,
he's going to be even further behind.
He's going to be. Yeah, this just turned into a drubbing. After Uzo, this really just went way downhill for Dave.
So it looks like Dave's going to be brown bread after this. Are you familiar with that term, Ben?
I am not.
Brown bread, dead. And
oh yes, I do know. I do know what Cockney is just from talking to Jessica. Excellent.
So he's going to be brown bread. Although you probably say toast.
Oh yeah, there we go. I would say drawing dead or something less suitable for stream here.
Right. So here we have a massive 220 odd point lead for Mark Nyman. My goodness. And when it rains, it pours. So he's drawn the Q there.
Yeah, at least he could play QI for 44. But I'm more concerned about what Mark's going to draw.
Yeah. He'd probably draw a bingo to the S. There's a blank to come. There's 2 E's. This could be very unfortunate and unpleasant for David.
Would that be bingo number 5?
1, 2, 3, 4. It would be VETD. Oh, he's got the blank. He's got the P, pivoted.
Oh, we still need. Oh, he's going to continue to troll us all. I can't think of anything that plays to that S with that mystery letter.
With the mystery letter. Oh, look, he plays 1.
He's trying to fish for a bingo.
Love it.
He's not giving up.
He's leaving 1 in the bag. The classic Scrabble plan there, Ben.
It looks like it might actually pay off for him.
It may do. I mean, he's drawn about the commonest 7-letter set, one of the commonest 7-letter sets in Scrabble. So he's got bingos to the S, and yeah, well.
I don't see any bingos.
So
I feel like Mark is probably going to spend some time looking for a bingo himself here. I don't think he's going to come up with anything. But
he just PVC. Not
captive is not quite there.
Captive's a word. No.
There's not.
Yeah,
okay,
he had
his priority. So in that case, his priority is probably going to be to block that S, since he probably can figure out that his opponent.
He can still play inertia anyway down from the I. So. So that's another 5 valve. 8 yet again could come in handy.
Wonder if there are any plays that block both of those.
I'm not sure. I was thinking that myself.
Well, I guess something.
It's got to be very, very long.
Or you could play something from the R, but you have to be very careful about giving stuff back.
Exactly. And what's he got anyway? He could play Brave or something. I don't know. What about Rev? If he plays Rev, it means he's hooking he's hooking up for the S that he's got with the blank, and blocking all of those plays. Or is there
I like
there
Rev.
a play through the D? Yeah, Rev could be nice. It would be right up Mark's ability level to play Rev if that's a smart thing to do. It looks like an awful thing to do, but it could be perfect.
So Mark could probably figure out that the last tile in the bag is the E because because David's fish probably implies a very strong leave of something like retain, and then there were 3 E's unseen after that. So
exactly. The chance of it being an E is huge. So is there a bingo on David's rack with a V?
Oh. No, Quinn says something about enervate, but
yeah, it's enervate.
I don't think enervate plays.
Okay. Right. So this is interesting. And this, obviously, Mark's going to win the game by a lot, but the question is he going to win it by a lot more than just a lot? And Scrabble being a game where spread is often very important, and especially in a 17-game tournament, it might come down to spread. So it's worth spending the time to think here.
Chris suggesting that QI might have happened with the I in the bag as well. He could have kept RETANE. Either way, an I would be a fine pickup for him too. So he's probably figuring to draw either an I or an E here. I don't see any bingos after Rev. We'll see what Mark does. I think Rev is a great play. The only problem is it doesn't really allow for outplays. But he does probably want to block these lines if he can.
Well, it doesn't allow for outplays, but it gives a big score back with the P and something like, I don't know.
Yeah, like packs.
Well, not a huge score, but it'll give seps or something like that. It's it's another I don't know, is it 40 or something? It gives about 40 points for him, so it's quite important here for Mark just to really grind it in for if our analysis is correct here, really grind in a 250-point win for Mark.
Oh, I see what chat was saying. The thing about Rev is enervate still plays if the I is enervate.
If the I is in the bag, okay, but might be worth risking that.
Yeah, maybe even something like Rec. No, that gives Increate.
Yeah.
I don't think Red gives back hooks.
So Mark's got 4.5 minutes, so he's spending plenty of time on this move, and that's quite unusual for Mark. After what we were saying earlier on, he's usually down to absolute nubbins at the end of a game. So he's had the luxury of thinking several minutes on this final move or final important move for him.
Yeah, he's, as you said, he's living up to his reputation of taking his time.
Yeah, but he's often hasn't actually got it to have at the end, but he has here. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I always kind of lump players into 2 categories. Some players are very intuitive; they'll play very quickly. Players like Adam Logan, Matthew O'Connor, and then there are players who are very deliberate, and I think Mark falls into that last category. Oh, so Mark is going to try and get greedy here. He's going to fish.
Yeah, so he's giving back a lot of spread here. So David's going to be happy that he's minimised this to just over 100.
If all things considered, he's getting out of this one pretty unscathed, and he's going to quickly play our Knights. Yeah, and that is going to do it.
Trainees. Of course, that's not going to change the result, but it is going to give David a big big swing back in spread and make the final score, well, around about 100. So if that's correct, if that hasn't been added on yet, I'm not sure if it has.
Mark is going to win 526 to 405.
Okay.
All right. Yes. So it will be 397 to 514.
Probably.
Is my math correct?
I don't know. Probably.
Okay.
Is your math ever correct, though, Benji?
My math is sometimes correct.
Yeah, that's a problem I have.
I remember
So
Nigel. I remember correcting Nigel's score once.
Hey! That must have been fun.
Oh, I was more nervous out of my mind, but yes.
Does it truly look like to people that I'm keying in the results here? Like, this always happens, guys. Whenever I'm like doing anything behind a computer, every player literally assumes that I'm the one keying in the results, despite the fact that it doesn't look like I'm actually doing anything. Like, what is this?
Well, you have a computer and you look official, so there you go.
I look official. I'm wearing a hoodie that says "Not a morning person." At 4:30.
It's pretty official. You're official, not a morning person.
Okay.
So Ben, any idea what warmouth means?
Not a clue.
Wars. Mouth of wars. A mouth of wars.
A mouth of wars. Well, that explains it then. Thanks,
No,
guys.
it's the part of a warhead that talks.
It's a large-mouthed freshwater sunfish, chiefly of eastern US. So maybe Benji's actually seen one.
He should know that, shouldn't he? Why doesn't he know that?
I might have seen one, but I might not have known.
But you know, Benji is a bit fishy. Anyway.
I think he is.
Well, Mark was pretty fishy there. He might not have been the correct play of fish in that position.
Would you have rather chanced it with something like Rep or Rev?
It's actually a really good question. I would have to think about it more.
Like, because the thing is, you know that you win the game anyway, so you can take like you know that David's not going to win by fishing. You know, this is probably the only 7, but then it's like there's only like a small chance that the tile, like it's 1 out of 8 that the E is in the bag, really, or is it 3 out of 8? 3 out of 8 probably.
No, it's 3. It was quite likely. That's why I like Rev, because I would play Rev, but that's my style of play for sure. That I think, wow, you know, this could block lots of things and it could turn nice.
Yeah,
so we were discussing in chat we were discussing earlier that we think that either EE or IE were in the bag after David Webb played QI, just because those are the leaves that make sense for him to fish. I think IE actually might make a little bit more sense because he might just be tempted to play QI for 44 if he had an I, even though he decided not to do that and it paid off for him. This might have been a gambit on Dave's part. I don't know know if he does that sort of thing. I haven't played him quite enough, but if he did, it was really smart, especially against a player like Mark who knows what he's doing.
Exactly. So that might have been the very deep thinking that went on there.